Um, Welcome everyone. Uh, Today's program, I'll be the host today. As you know, I'm your one and only Papka International, Paya Sijabla Papka. And today I'll be hosting the CEO of Tim-Osa Media. And we all know that it's all about the journey thus far. A happy Sunday and a happy end of the month for all of us from Tim-Osa Media. It's going to be a great session where we'll hear from the horse's mouth. As I welcome on air Sir Timothy. Mr. Timothy?
Good evening, Mr. Papka.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you very much for hosting me today.
It's my pleasure to have you and to also be the one hosting. It has been an interesting moment.
Yeah,
most
that's true.
especially when you look at the tides, the Tozo, how it has happened, how the journey has been thus far. It has been a wonderful moment. So for those imagine, I say, wow, oh, how can a friend be the one hosting a friend? So, it's something, but notwithstanding, it is. So as we are starting, can you introduce yourself to the populace?
Okay. Good evening, each and every one of us. Thanks for joining us this evening. Unfortunately, it's not my program this evening, but I'm just here as a guest. So I still remain your own brother, your own friend, Timothy Osayuwame Ihweoha, from Edo State, Nigeria. And also, I had my national diploma's degree in mass communication from the Federal Polytechnic Auchi, and I did my bachelor's degree from University of Benin in the same field of mass communication. And lastly, I did my master's degree in media and communication from the University of Strathclyde here in Glasgow, United Kingdom. So, and also, I can't forget that happens to be the CEO of Tim-Osa Media, where we make information a key factor, where we disseminate it around the world. We put people at the right part of life for them to know what's happening and what they need to do to get a better life. So that's just a brief summary of this young man that is sitting in this studio here this evening. Thank you very much, Mr. Papka, for having me this evening.
Oh, you're welcome.
Are you sure the table is not turning out this evening? I will not be the host, and you will be the person I'll be interviewing this evening.
No, definitely. I will be the host. But
okay,
you have not said something. Your introduction is not yet complete. You didn't tell us your marital status. Are you single, engaged, in a relationship?
Okay.
Complicated
well,
or what?
You're putting me on the spot, but okay, this is this is social media, and we have millions of viewers that is viewing and that will be viewing this program later on. So I have to choose my words carefully. Well, since you asked, I will answer boldly. I am 101% single. So I think that's just a summary of it.
Wow. Viewers, so all the ladies, you can see he's 110% single.
Yeah, I think I did not forget to add, sorry. I am single, but I don't think I am searching.
I don't. This one is left for them, and it's left for them. As for me, he's 110% single, which means if I'm going to use my mathematical sense, which is machine efficiency, he has passed one, because if it is one, which is 100%, you understand the machine is perfect, which is he's over perfect. So what was the
It's
just
like
question?
this interview this evening. You're actually ready to put me on the spot.
So it means he's over perfect. So that shows that he's over perfect. So get it right. With that statement, 110%. So, and fortunately enough, I'm a scientist, and as a scientist and a physicist, so anything says you look at it, I will have to interpret it basically on the science view. So definitely it must, I might not be maybe give you from the media aspect as you people would like to hear, because today it is going to be, what will I say, fire for fire.
For fire. Okay,
Yeah,
we are
it's
ready.
going it's
Let's
going to
go
be
there.
raw, because the journey, in today's program is a bit discussion. You understand? It's a discussional program. It's not it's all about like the ones that we just will prepare, come to the TV station and stay. No, no, no. We want people to learn. We want people to
Absolutely.
have impact. Want to impact people. You understand?
Definitely, yeah.
We want people that they can believe in themselves also. We want to try to tell people, you understand, that young man or that young boy that you're seeing today, tomorrow he can become something. You understand?
Definitely,
We want to tell
definitely.
people that, you understand, they can be great in life. There is no excuse if you want to be great in life. We also want to tell people that the only limitation for themselves, for themselves, is themselves. No, it's not the other person, but themselves. And that is why we are here to try to discuss about the journey of our CEO. Because our CEO, if you look at it, he said he has come from a humble background. So if you look at it from that humble background, and now I want to tell the viewers at home, you understand, he's not stopping here. He's still going.
Definitely.
You understand? He's still going.
Definitely.
So this one, without apology, I'm telling you, people, viewers at home, from me, without apology, he is not stopping here. He's going forward. You understand? Hear me. You understand? I will talk as a scientist and I will talk as a prophet. You understand? So today it's a different dimension. So if you know me, you understand? You know the time today in this interview, you might hear me talking as a prophet, you might hear me talking as a pastor, you might hear me talking as a physicist, you might hear me talking as a media personnel. So the way it comes, that's how we are going to talk.
We are going to take it. That's fine.
So my wonderful CEO, you understand? And so this you understand, he has been, I don't know whether he has been knighted from Nigeria, you understand, because his name is Sir Timothy Osayeme. So that's Sir Timothy, from the
are you going to join those that we just murder my name?
I said Sir Timothy Osayeme.
Which one is Osayame? My name is Osayuame and not Osayame.
Okay. Osayuame.
It's okay like
The
that.
other one I left for him. Okay. Sir Tim-Osa Media, back to business, to tell our people. If you are not connected, if you are connected, try and other people that are not connected, please tell other people, because today is a bombshell. It's a bombshell because today is a true life story. We're going to talk about a true life story. This is super story. Yeah, it's a super story. You want to understand it. So if you're connected and somebody is not connected, I can see Mary Adi from Taraba. Oh, Mary Adi, you're welcome. Wonderful. It's a super story today. We're going to talk about super story. It's all about super story. And believe me, when I'm saying believe me, understand, you are going to learn something, you are going to be impacted, and your dream is going to take shape.
Amen.
Yes, your dream is going to take shape. So, Sir Tim-Osa Media, Sir Tim-Osa, can you tell me how you started your journey from the village down to the city?
Okay. Well, I didn't expect you were going to start from there, but I think since you started from there, probably I should just do justice to that. If I can remember vividly, I will just, as much as I can, I'll be very, very sincere and very, very truthful to each and every one of us this evening. Absolutely, the journey hasn't been it's only been a very easy journey, I must say. I came from a very humble and a very determined background. As a young boy growing up, as a young boy that was born into the family of 9, it wasn't an easy task, I must say, because born into the family of 9, where you happens to be number 7, and you're growing up in the village. It wasn't something that was funny, I must say. Yeah, it wasn't that was funny, because though I just agree, my parents, thank God for them, they happens to be people that were God fearing. They showed us the way of the Lord at a very, in fact, at a very tender age. They help us to understand that life is all dependent on God. And while growing up, I remember all my friends leaving the village for the city, probably because they have family members, they have uncles, aunties, they have parents outside the country. They were all living, and I could remember really one of them actually looked at me one day and was like, Tim, you've not left the village once. You're a village boy and all that. I told them, don't worry, it's just a matter of time. I remember leaving the village for the very first time in my life. I left the village at age 11. At age 11, that's when I left the village. So if I have to, I can remember the date, January 18th, but I'll have to keep the year, because I know we have a lot of mathematicians here. They will have to calculate it, and they will tell you my age right here.
Always calculate. So thank God you know it, because I might say
they will tell you my age right here. So I remember really at age 11, I left the village on that fateful day. My beloved auntie, Mrs. Justina Bozekilo, I remember her telling my dad, this young man looks bright. Growing up like this, he needs a better education. He needs to mingle with people outside the village settings and all that. So after discussing with my dad being a lover of education, he just said, okay, no problem, let him go. I would discuss with my wife and discuss with my mom. My mom was like, okay, Timothy has the finance say. He came to me, that young boy, friends that have been laughing and all that. So I just needed to leave the confine of that community. And they came to me with the good news. They were like, Tim, your auntie came and like, he wants to come and take you to the city. Man, that's the biggest news I can ever think of at that point in time. So in fact, they were still saying it. I was already arranging my bag. I just want I just want to leave my hobby. So to cut the long story short, on the 18th of January, so and so year, I migrated from that village boy to the city, where I was meant to start my JSS1 in the city. The journey of starting my JSS1 wasn't that funny too, because going to the school, where a government school, where it was majorly guys. Man, if I have to remember clearly how it has been, how I attended my JSS1 to JSS3, some things I never even thought in mind. Probably some of my secondary school mates will be watching me right now. Something I never even thought in my mind to even do. I began to do some of them. At times, I just see myself. In fact, I was, in quotes, somehow rough then. So it like, if some of them today, when they see me talking, and when they see me probably hosting program, they come to my DM and they'll tell me, Tim, are you aware that God actually did a lot of work in your life? How did you come about all this? Because we didn't see all this coming while you were growing up. So that's why I always tell them, this is where this is what happened when you actually encounter God at the long run. So I'm one person that,
of time, sorry,
okay.
in the interest of time, when you are talking, I also write a lot of questions that I will
definitely, yeah.
Understand. You say something, young boy of age 11 left the city. That's so good at tender age. But first of all, you say you're number 7 in your family. You understand? I want to ask you, are you a Christian?
If I use the word a born Christian, okay, I was born into a Christian family.
Okay, you are born into a Christian family.
A Christian family.
Now? Are you a Christian now?
Definitely, by the grace of God, I am.
Okay, being a Christian, understand 7 stands for perfection.
Perfect. God bless you.
Being a Christian,
God bless you for that.
7 stands for perfection. So that shows that 7 born in the family You understand? Everything about you is perfection. I started speaking as a
And,
friend.
and the name Timothy is 7 letters.
Yes. You see, oh my goodness, that's so wonderful. So you look at it. So being a Christian, when were you born again?
Okay. If I, I said something earlier, and I said I happens to be born into a family of a Christian family. And while growing up, I just felt that because my dad probably is a Christian, is a pastor, my mom is a Christian, the pastor's wife. So unfortunately, I've become a Christian automatically. So that has been the mentality. I can say this for free. While growing up, then in the village, I literally go out to preach. I literally go out to pray for people. As a young boy, growing up in the village, but when I eventually left the village, a lot of things played out during my JSS 1, 2, 3. A lot of things played out that even you can literally it will be difficult for you to believe that, okay, are you sure this young was actually born into a Christian family? So, but to God be the glory, I later found Christ in one of the December retreats in the year 2006. That was when I
Wow,
actually
2006. So we share the same year of giving our life to Christ. That's wonderful.
wow.
You
And
just
we are just sharing this story for the very first time on social
yes,
media.
yes. I gave my life to Christ August 2006 during the African World Crusade held at Port Harcourt. Oh
And
my
that was
goodness.
December in the December retreat that same year. So that's how I encountered Christ, and to the glory of God,
Oh,
God has been helping me
that was
up through
wonderful.
ever since.
I still have a lot to say. Sorry, viewers, I might be cutting him because your time is also valuable to us. We will try as much as possible to hit the nail on the head. Have you ever regretted knowing Jesus Christ in your life?
I'm not supposed to think about answering that. I have never, I will never, and I can never.
Thank you.
That has been the best decision I have ever taken, I will ever take, and I hope to still take over and over again.
Okay, viewers at home, you heard from the horse's mouth. Today we're talking about the journey so far. You understand? Being somebody that he says he's a Christian, born again, and that's what I have to ask him whether he have ever regretted knowing Jesus Christ. And I'm happy to hear that he never even for once regretting Jesus Christ. So if you are here listening to us, you have not given your life to Jesus Christ, it's an avenue also to encounter Christ. And I believe that as we're going to continue, you will hear what Christ has done in his life. And that same Christ that have done a marvelous thing, the marvelous thing in his life, will continue to do also in your life. Okay.
Right.
Young man, now I have to turn to the normal slangs I used to call you, young man. You understand? Yeah. I was talking a bit, you understand, pastoral. Now I have to come to another aspect of life where I'm going to.
I think it's very important, yeah.
You understand? Young man, what informs your choice of studies?
Okay. What informs my choice of study? Can you be a bit clearer so that the audience will understand the question better?
Okay. I want to build it. I have a question that I build, but I don't want to jump to the final place. Okay. What instigates you, understand, to go to school? Because if I can still remember, you understand, people of our age group, many of them don't like school.
Okay, I think thank you very much for that question. I think I can answer that clearly now. I think my academical journey did not start because I wanted to go to school.
Okay.
It was, even to date, I always tell you, this is the reason for this.
Yeah.
I didn't just decide to go to school because I want to, but my going to school was as a result of the fact that I was giving birth to in a family. My dad is a graduate. And automatically, he wants all his children to become graduate. Left for me, I wouldn't have gone to school. But since number one went to school, I always believe this adage that says, if the head is correct, the other that follows have no other right than to be correct. They will just follow suit. So from number one to number six, they were all graduates.
Oh, you're lucky enough.
So the onus now lies on me to just become graduates. So that burden that comes even when probably you don't want it. Therefore, I learned how to repair laptops. So I wanted to go into that fully. That was that was where I had passion. Probably after I had some delay in getting admission. So I just wanted to move into that straight up. But the situation surrounding it, the fact that I have two younger sisters behind me, they were almost done with their secondary school. They should not come and even get admission, and I'm still waiting to get admission. So I had to just do everything possible to see how to, okay, let me just go and get it. Even though it's ND, let me just go and get ND and keep it. I said I want to go and get ND, and now ND has grown up becoming MSc. So that's how it has been thus far.
Okay, thank you. Viewers at home, maybe you might be asking what is the meaning of ND? ND is National Diploma, and MSc is Masters of Science. But do you really have Masters of Science?
Part of it. Masters is Masters. Continue, sir. I think we're going to ask that.
Yes, I have to ask. Yes, I have to ask this. Do you really have Masters of Science?
I had Masters of Letters.
Okay.
MLit.
Yes, now you're correct. He obtained Masters of Letter, not Masters of Science. Okay. Masters is Masters.
Masters is Masters, definitely. Yeah.
Masters is Masters. Okay, young man. I've seen. I can see. Wait, and I can read. I begin to imagine the passion of, let me just go to school. Let me just go to school. Let me just go to school. And going to school. So with that passion that is haphazard, just because daddy is a graduate, the firstborn of the house, and your elder ones, all of them are graduates, make you put hunger to you going to school. So now, what make you to go and study media communication?
Okay. That's where I will have to also put something straight. Naturally, I didn't want to stop. In my SS1, I was a science student. I know you'll be shocked to hear this.
Yes, sorry, viewers at home. Viewers, you have to understand.
Hope you know this. This is a national program.
Yeah, viewers at home, you have to understand. He's my friend. You understand? And he knows how I love science. You understand? So for you to tell me that he's being a science student, I have to be shocked. You understand? I know.
I can feel it. I understand. See, no, I happen to be a science student, but I had a teacher in secondary school that, in fact, I think I should mention his name, Uncle Femi. That teacher, he was the one teaching us physics and chemistry. If you fail one thing, the next thing is touch your toe. You will bend down and touch your toe, and it will give you 12 latches of cane. Wow. So people were literally scared of being a science student. So, I was like, why am I killing myself? School now, school. Whether science, pure science, or art. When I got my SS1, okay, I didn't attend SS1 first term. That was where because we moved from our old house in my last term in JSS3 to a new house. So I just attended lecture to complete that SS1 first term. So all those definition of different subjects in senior secondary school. If you ask me one, I will not know one. I will not know one of them. So those background that I needed to have before I started studying some of those subjects, I didn't have any of those backgrounds. So when I started in second term, my second term results, chemistry F, physics F. This man dealt with my enemy. He dealt with my life. I said, no, this thing cannot continue like this. I have to help myself. And that period, they just brought a teacher, another teacher to our school that was teaching us literature and English. This man, Uncle Charlie, wherever you are, God bless you. He's very, very accommodating. As at that time, I told you, I said, during my JS1 to JST, I had some issues with my spiritual life.
Yes.
So, during that period, when Uncle Charlie came, Uncle Charlie happens to be a cultist before. And even one of the top cult members that armed robbers came to their room, not like rival cult group came to their room, killed every other cult members and left him alone and asked him to go and share the story to other cult members. So when he escaped that death, in fact, the next person he could run to was Jesus. That passion that you have for God when you saw your friends die before your eyes.
Yes.
So when he came to our school, he was teaching, you can literally see his love for God. And he was so accommodating to all the students. In fact, he started a fellowship in his school where he just asked, okay, write the name of your church, and I wrote the name of my church. He said, for you to come from this church, it means you have a good spiritual background. Okay, just become the president. That's how I started another new dimension entirely. So with that, I said, okay, let me go and test this man's subject that he's teaching. I attended literature class. The man was teaching. I was falling in love with literature. I was teaching English language. I was falling in love with English. I said, okay, I think this is where I have passion and I know how to talk. So let me just go and study law. So that's how the twist happened. But that was not what God wanted me to study. Along the line, I wrote my WAEC, and the first year, I had issues with the results, with English, with literature and mathematics. So the second year, the third year, those years, I was applying for law, university, law, and law kept lawing me around. So it was the final year, after series of prayers, series of checking, series of trying to see what could have caused all this problem. I said, okay, I don't think I have any major problem at hand. So why all this? So I said, okay, let me go back to God. I and one of my friends, Emmanuel Bassi, we decided to go for 1 year, every Sunday vigil. We kept doing vigil for 1 full year. What are we there to do? Crying to God, God, you have to change our story. God, you have to change this narrative. Emmanuel has been at home for more than 5, 6, 7 years. So myself is going to about 4 years. So you have to change this. This is a reproach. You have to change it. We kept praying and praying and praying and praying and praying until something just came like a burden. Why don't you change this choice of study? Why don't you try mass communication as a course? That is how I decided to say, okay, I will not go to university to go and study mass. Let me try a polytechnic and see how it looks like. That's how I applied for mass communication in the Federal Polytechnic Amuchi, and to God be the glory, with the help of God and men, I was able to get the admission, and my journey to fostering the media and communication line started from that day.
Oh, that's good. From what you just said, this is what viewers at home, this is for you. Prayer is a force that moves the hand of God.
Definitely.
And prayer again is a catalyst that alters the reaction of destiny.
Right on, Papa.
I said that today, I'll be talking as I told you viewers from the beginning. I'll be talking as a prophet, a pastor, evangelist, a scientist for that matter, and I'll be communicating with him as a friend. Don't forget that. So today's discussion is not the normal discussion of observing media ethics. Media ethics, where you can see I'm taking my drinks here and there. You understand? I'm free. So so the media ethics of presentation, you're only allowed to take plain water in a plain glass. So I know that, even though I'm not a media person, I know that. Yeah, but definitely I know that. So this is what I've gotten from what you said and the Holy Spirit have put in my heart, prayer is a catalyst that alters the reaction of destiny. So take it from me and never stop praying. Never stop praying. Because from what I heard from him, 3, 4 years, 7 years, 5 years, is it staying at home, things not working to go, but a consecutive 1 year praying every Sunday. Persistence again in life will always move mountains.
Definitely.
Persistence will always move mountains. So what are you persistent about, viewers at home? Today I'm always proud to beat my chest that Timothy is my friend and Timothy is my brother. Why? Because aside being a Christian, Timothy has also rise to the rank of achievement in life. A wonderful achievement that in his own discipline, and he will continue because he's a moving train. So you see, so someone that is a moving train, you will join forces together. You understand? So you will join forces together. So that sister that will come in to be in that train, sister, you have to make sure you are ready, both mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. You understand? Otherwise, you have to be ready because you must know how to pray. You must be a goal setter. You understand? You can't give it to rejections here and there. And if you can see again, I'm talking about what I've gotten from that. You understand? No for him means next opportunity. That is what it means for him. Yes, he has different rejections, not getting the admissions, but yet he keep on persisting. Okay, thank you. These are the extracts of what I was able to deduce from his own choice of course. You understand? Okay. I wanted to call you Your Excellency.
you can go ahead. You can go ahead. That's prophetic.
Yes. Thank God you know the type of friend you have. When I utter words, it come to pass.
By the grace of God.
Yeah. Your Excellency, sir, having studied media and communication, I don't want to mention the university that you studied. You understand? I know you said Autu Poly, where you did your national diploma, University of Benin, where you did your bachelor's of degree of science, bachelor's of arts. Sorry, sorry, yeah, sorry. He's an art student. I'm the science student. Understand? So he is an art student. So I have to respect that. You're an art student. Take it. You're an art student. You understand?
Original one.
Yeah. So I'm the science student. And also, viewers at home, I've also taken an extract before I will say something. A teacher is a tool that God always make like to shaping the destiny.
Definitely.
Or I can put it, a teacher is a personality that helps in shaping destiny of toddlers.
Not everyone is qualified to be a teacher.
You look at it from what Uncle Femi have did to him, make him to run away from physics that personally
you have passion for.
I have for. You understand? But what Uncle Charlie has done, you understand, make him to embrace, number one, not only Christ, embrace where he is today. So, viewers at home, teachers at home, be like Uncle Charlie. I'm pleading with us. Let us be like Uncle Charlie that can be able to bridge another leader of tomorrow. Be like Uncle Charlie that is going to deliver this young person, maybe from smokers, drug addicts. You understand? That's going to deliver people. Be that person. Okay, back to you, Your Excellency, sir. Now, this question is for you. What informed you of coming to the United Kingdom against all odds to come and study in the prestigious University of Strathclyde?
Okay, I think I'll have to take it back a little. you know, you just talked about the role of a teacher in the life of their students and the role of prayer in helping people attain their destiny and helping people get to their desired place in life. I, for one, after those series of Sunday prayer, and what it was a Sunday we prayed, and we actually told God, like, we're like, God, next year we know we are getting admission. As we go to school, Lord, favor us. Our lecturers will favor us. We prayed that prayer sincerely. My coursemate now, people that will be watching me now, they will understand that by the grace of God, my middle name almost became Favor during my stay in school as a student. I remember the first day going to the class, my lecturer just came to the class. I was like, my name is not Mrs. News Gathering. My name is, she mentioned her name and all that. Like, she actually introduced herself and asked all the students to introduce themselves. We all did. And after this young man introduced himself, immediately later I started lecturing. I slept off. So you know me that I love sleeping. So she just shouted, "Tim, stop sleeping." You know that feeling where a class of like 200, 300, 400, a lecturer just mentioned your name, like called you by your name. If I heard that name, Tim, from my dream.
Oh, wow.
I raised up my head and she was like, "Yes, is your name not Tim?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Stop sleeping." Man, that thing touched me. After the class, I think that after the class, we went on holiday for December holiday. January, when we came back, some person were like, lecturer came to the class, was asking after you. I was like, me, who knows me? I'm just a young boy trying to think about life and all that. So from there, the lecturer can just look at me and tell me, "Tim, are you aware you look like my son?" That was where the favor started from. And to God be the glory, this God-sent lecturer, Mrs. Ogunboyowa Adebola, took me like a son. Not like a supposed son. No, she took me like a son. She can literally call me and say, "Tim, let me tell you this." She was whenever at times she wants to advise me, she just call me and tell me, "Tim, you are not a product of this school. You are supposed to be a university product, not a polytechnic product." So all those things kept pushing me to attain some height that I can't even imagine I will get to. Remember there was the day she looked at me and told me, "Tim, I don't want to see you in this school for your HND. Mark today, I don't want to see you in this school for your HND." I was like, "Mommy, where will I get the admission?" He said, "Try direct entry, go to the university." That was our advice. I followed the advice. I tried the university. As difficult as direct entry could be, I was able to scale through. I think a lot of us applied, but we're just few that were taken. I was able to scale through, and that's how I find myself in the University of Benin. So, like, this woman already built a kind of a passion in me because this woman was like a mother to me. I didn't want to disgrace her in any way. So that prompted me to make nights my daytime. I always want to read and read and read to make sure I impress Mrs. Ogunboyowa, so that when she's marking my course, she can say, "Okay, my son is doing well." Naturally, a lot of people would have said, "Oh, this person is like a mother to me. Let me just relax." But I know a lecturer that is from your church. You know what they can do. Like,
I know. I have that because
so you know,
getting a B in his course is a problem for me. Yes, so I know that.
You have to write and make sure you impress
that person.
And even though she wants to say, "Okay, let me look at this person," or let me, at least you know you have written to her satisfaction. So, like, I was always ready. That always pushed me to do something. And at another point, one of my lecturers came to class one day. I was like, "What's your name?" I said, "Timothy." He said, Timothy, can you think very well? I said, yes, I can think. He said, have you ever seen anybody that is great in life that is called Timothy? In front of the class, the whole class shouted, no. He said, the only thing they end up becoming in life is a pastor. So that was a direct blow to my face. I said, okay. But me, I will change the narrative. Those were some of the words that kept me. I remember a friend of mine, we were reading one day, and those that know me very well, I'm always going along with these quotes. I don't rest when I'm tired, I rest when I'm done. That quote started is my ending days. We kept telling ourselves, whenever we are reading and we want to be somehow tired, we tell ourselves, we don't rest when we are tired, we rest when we are done. Until we are still waiting to be done for over 10 years now. And we are still telling ourselves we don't rest when we are tired, we rest when we are done. The question is, when are we going to finish it? But reading and studying continues. So finding myself in the University of Benin in a terrain where it was somehow strange, where friends were scarce, those friends that we were always reading together, they were no longer there to ginger me. I was now all on my own. I was meant to face life all alone. Then I had a lecturer, Mr. Nunso Nambwefe. All of that lecturers will be coming to the class normally, but he will come to the class with his original swag. Like, seeing his car and everything alone, you know this one has a different blood entirely flowing in him. So I was able to confront him when I was like, sir, how did you get to this point? You're very young, not married, and you're this wealthy. He just gave me some tips, and I discovered, okay, he did his master's in the UK. I said, okay, man, that's where I'm going to do my master's too. So from there, we kept having some kind of a discussion, and he now later became my project supervisor. So he was not like a lecturer that became an elder brother. In fact, till this he still sending message, Tim-Osa, how you did? We just greeted normally and all that. So that's what I'm trying to say. At the long run, I remember going to meet other lecturers who also studied in the UK, asking them, how can I go about this journey? That was the beginning of the passion being built up. But I didn't know how to go about it. Even when I eventually finished my program, my undergraduate program, and I went for service. During my service year, I went to the school, collected my transcript, collected my results, all my documents that I need to study outside the country. I have them with me already. But I must tell you, I don't know the next thing to do with it until God finally started putting some things into place. How? Normally, I wasn't supposed to serve in Delta State. In fact, Delta was not among the states I filled. I filled other 4 states. Delta was not. I was very, very sure about that. But when they eventually released the states that you are supposed to go and serve, I discovered that I'm seeing Delta State in my letter. How did it happen? I don't know. I grew up in Edo State. All my life, I grew up in Edo State. The only state, when they asked me which state have you visited again, I wrote Delta there because my mom is from Delta State. So why not sending me to Delta State too? So it was quite confusing, but I knew that probably there's something God was about to do. Getting to Delta State, it was as if I was just going to my backyard. I just took the bus, and when I got there, I was like, this is not what I planned for. I was planning to, at least if it's not, let me go and explore that areas and all that. But I didn't know that God was actually planning something for me. And when I was still in camp, I was working with the OBS. Normally, almost all OBS members were sent to Asaba. I've seen where they sent me to. They told me already, Timothy, you might likely be sent to Delta Broadcasting Service Asaba. I said, okay, no problem. Thank you. So I took that message to some of my church leaders in camp. Then I was like, it's like they're taking me to DBS Asaba. That at times, if you are about succeeding, keep your mouth shut. Yeah, it's not some things you say out. Though this one pushed me to my success story, but yours might not be the same. I went to them, I told them they took the, I didn't know that probably they had a separate plan for me, how everything happened, how the whole book happened. I was shocked when they released my call-up letter. I saw Urobo College, Furun Wari. Urobo Modern College, Furun Wari. It was as if the whole world crashed on me. I was like, how did this happen? How did I get to this? Like, I literally started asking questions. Please, do you know this school? And some they were like, man, that school, the children there, they are all this, they are all that. But to God be the glory, I served there for 1 year and a lot of lives were imparted. That's not the story. The story was me coming to Warri gave me the opportunity to meet with people of same passion, of like minds, and probably you might be hearing it for the first time. I remember then while we were serving, thankfully we served together. Myself and my host for today, we served together in Warri Delta State. In fact, we met for the very first time in Warri. So he happens to be my general coordinator, and I happens to be his assistant general coordinator in one of the zones. So like, he called me one day. We never agreed one day. We never agreed to a particular thing. Like when he says this is what we are going to do, I will tell him no. You know, if you just come from north, one call they control me, never. I'm from the south. We are from south. So yeah, you know, all those kind of like, we literally do this. I'll say no. This is how I'm going to do it. So we kept having issues until he was like, just called me one day. He was like, Tim, I'm having a videos. I think is it at Obiaroko? Can you go and represent me? I said, no, sorry, I can't go. He said, okay, let's go together. I will buy you suya. I said, okay, since you will buy me suya, let's go together. So it was the suya
that entices you between and follow.
It was the suya that influenced my decision.
Okay,
no,
viewers are listening.
I'm
talking to viewers. They are listening to your story.
So that was how I mind you, all my documents were ready. That's where preparation meets with opportunity. It is one thing for you to get the opportunity, but are you prepared for that opportunity that is coming your way? If you are not prepared, opportunity can come and just pass by. So on our way going to the VG, I don't know whether he mistakenly said it, how it happened, I don't know. But like, oh, Tim, I've gotten admission in the UK to study for my master's. Like, there's something rang in my head. Bang, 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 bang. I said, he said what? He said, that conversation became interesting. I was like, okay, can we talk about it more? How did you know, those that know Pius knows that he will just tell you, me, I don't do this song. I said, okay, no wahala. I was taking note of something he was saying. So we got to the VG that day, and whether they went to pray for the place we went to pray, I don't know. But me, I went to the VG that day to go and pray for myself. So
you're telling me you follow me as my sister to go and kabash for souls.
So no, I guess he's hearing it for the very first time on the live video. He's just getting to hear this for the very first time. So like getting there, I was telling him, I said, God, you have done it for your son. This is the time you have to also remember me. So we now started. Then he told me, was like, it's just scholarship he's waiting for. So we needed to start praying for scholarship for him. So myself and my ex-coach plus him, we always coming together. I think, was it every Sunday then also? Or every 2 weeks? Or I know we always, there was myself, you, Somadina, Epaphras, and Roots. Your Roots.
That was when I was processing visa.
Okay, processing visa. Okay, yeah, processing visa. Yeah. But before then, yeah, I know I began to ask him some questions. Though he was trying to be reserved. Okay, how did you go about this? How did you go about that? And he was just giving some free information, and I was jotting it down. And the day I went to Benin, I met a friend. The friend was like, Tim, you have all your documents. Why not give this in a trial? I said, man, how will I get scholarship? They say school fees is high. How will I do it? The lady was like, Tim, you can do it. Is it not you? Me, I trust you. You can do it. I told myself, so this girl trusts me. I don't even trust myself. So I have to go back to my God and say, God, they said they trust me. Oh. they said they trust me, but I need to also trust myself and trust you at the same time. So that was what gave me this burden that, oh, this thing, I have to start up this journey without looking at, because one thing about me is when I decide to do a particular thing, no matter how close you think you are to me, if you try discouraging me, I kick you off. That's my kind of person. When I decide, okay, this is what I want to do, and when I'm sure that this is what God is saying I should do, no matter whom you are, I kick you off. So it got to that point that immediately he was doing his own. I remember the day, okay, before when he was trying to apply for visa, we were always praying together. He now became like a friend to me, but still not close as supposed to be. So, like, after he got his visa, he called me. He has gotten his visa. I said, okay, don't worry, God will go with you. The day he got to the UK, if you can remember vividly, I called him. I was like, hey, GC, please, can you on the light? He on the light. I said, please, can you let me see how the area is. He was trying to show me. I said, oh. After the call that day, I remember very well. I prayed. I told the guy, I said, God, you have done it for him. This is the time that you have to also remember me. I just did all those things. It wasn't out of jealousy, but it was trying to get something. You are trying to tap into other people's grace. Yeah, I think that's the word. So you see somebody that has gone through the path that you want to go through. You have to sit back, count your cost, and tell yourself, no, there is something I need to do. How did this person go about this thing? Let me also go through that part and get it. That's how I started my application. He's here. Pius is here. I didn't tell him the school I applied to. I just applied and continued the whole thing. If you remember very well today, the Farami said it today when we were going out. If I contacted him and I told him I got admission in one school, but it's partial scholarship, he literally told me, said, Tim, I will not advise you to come. Partial scholarship, how can you fund the remaining tuition fee? So to him, he felt, I have a very rich parents that sponsored everything. But you are here. You understood how everything happened, everything played out. So I just took the bold step, leaving Nigeria, not knowing where I was going to, leaving Nigeria, not knowing what the future holds. But finally, we came here. We not just coming, we conquered, and God has helped us thus far, and God is still helping us. So that's how I was able to apply. Got the admission. The journey was tough, I must say. Before getting the admission, paying part of the tuition fee, getting everything prepared to make sure I find myself here. It wasn't easy as it's being said now, but the joy is God actually helped us. God gave us the vision. A lot of persons tried discouraging me along the line. A lot. Even those that I ever trusted that, oh, this person is going to, they discouraged me along the line. But what God helped me to do was to give me a kind of an insight to understand that all these things were not probably discouragements, but they were just trying to reveal the true self. And to, if probably they had contributed, the glory would have gone to God today. It would have been for men. But today, I can boldly say it at any time, anywhere, that the glory only belongs to God, because He's the one that started. I didn't come with scholarship. I just had partial, out of 16,300, I had just £4,000. And paying £11,300 all alone wasn't kind of an easy journey, but God helped us and we skated through.
Wow, such an interesting testimony and interesting narration. It's good. I'm happy and I'm pleased. I say at least, even though me and you were like cat and rat during some year, at least I'm part of the success story that my name appears in your part of the journey. Yes. But thank God for the wisdom of my suya. Yes. Thank God. You see, he didn't tell you, brethren, I'm a very generous person. He knows that. So that my generosity was the one that God used it to bring him and attract him closer to what he wants or needs in life. So thank God for that. On all that you have said, in all that you have said, I say I'm a scientist and somebody that say reason critically. This is what I quote. On this journey of Sir Timothy to this point in his life, this is the quote I want to give you viewers at home. What people say about you does not define you, but what you say about yourself.
That's it.
What do you say about yourself, viewers at home? What you say about yourself, that will define you. And again, healthy relationship around you matters. This is another one. What is your relationship? How do you have a healthy relationship? How do you relate with people around you? So healthy relationship around you matters. Thank you, my sister. I can see they say greater you, my able brother Fires. So thank you, my sister Mary Addy. And one of the quotes again on this journey to this point is this is it. Now another aspect of the spirit is operating in me at the moment. It says that men that walk by faith are men that live to testify the goodness of God in their life.
Definitely.
Men that live by faith, that walk by faith, are men that live to testify of the goodness of God in their life. So you viewer at home, if you walk by faith, you will live to testify the goodness of God in your life. What's that goodness of God? We have heard him. He has different ages. You understand? It's good to be reserved. Don't forget that. It's good to be reserved. It's not good to hold good information.
Definitely, yeah.
Good to be reserved. Good to be reserved. You understand? So know your environment. Communicate with people. It's always good to communicate your vision, because when you talk about positivity, you attract positivity towards yourself. That's the law of nature. So him looking at it, because the truth is, and the facts still remain the same. I never known I'm going to meet somebody like Bro Timothy. I've never known that. Part of his own story, even me coming to Delta, I never like it because I wanted to go into Anambra State. Personally, me, I want to start in Anambra State. Until date, if you ask me what I want to do in that Anambra, I don't know. But I wasn't serving Anambra State. But one thing that I remember what my mother told me is that when I was going to Anambra, Delta State, she said that I was angry. I even injured myself because I said, what is this? My mother says that it is the will of God. Because against all odds, there's no way that I will not be posted to Anambra State. But it is the will of God. And I'm happy that it's the will of God that not only serving God, I met somebody like Bro Timothy. Yes. And today, he has displaced many people in my life for him to be very close to me. You understand? We are like cataracts. That's the truth. Yes, cataract. Even though we're like cataracts, I know how to appease him. It's only my suya that is appeasing. So that's what makes me another good leader again. You see, I'm a very good leader. You see, I'm a very good leader. Oh, I clap for myself. At least I have to clap for myself. At least I can be able to appease you very well. So that's wonderful. So it is a very interesting and heartfelt testimony. Looking at it, how it comes to this place. Yeah, there's some things I will not share. I know it because we know what we pass through. We know the rejections. We know how people talk down on us. You know how people look at do things. I know it. You understand? Yeah, some things that he doesn't want to say it. I know. You understand? There's some names he doesn't want to mention. It's not. You understand? Yeah, that's the truth. The truth is that people that you think they will do something for you, they disappoint you in life. They disappoint you in life. So, but one thing that I know is that God never disappoints.
Never. He never
God never disappoints. So God never disappoints. He has never disappointed Timothy, and he will not disappoint you. And like I see my time is running out. It's 1 hour program, and I have how many seconds? And am I done? Because I'm not yet exhausted because I want to talk.
You have to continue. We'll do it for an hour, 30 minutes or so.
Okay, I want to talk. You know, They say, sometimes, Aluta continua Victoria Asata. A great viewers at home. You understand? Great viewers at home. I want to talk. Let me talk. Yeah. I want to shake. Let me shake. That's it. So, Aluta continua Victoria Asata. Thank you very much, Sister Esther. It was nice also meeting you. I can see one of
our wonderful Sister Esther.
Mama. Yeah, Sister Esther Paul has been a wonderful sister that personally, viewers at home, you understand. Sister Esther has been one of the sister welfare coordinator that serve in Delta State. You understand? You need a mother? She is. Yes. She is sincerely speaking. So she's a wonderful person. We give God the glory for her life, how she did everything. Okay, now it's all about Timothy, but at least I have to acknowledge people commenting. It's a live video. It's not pre-recorded like other people used to do pre-recorded, but we give it live, hot as it is. Understand? Okay. Mr. Timothy, are you here with me?
Very well.
Okay. What did you learn? More especially now, I want to bring myself into the picture because you brought me into the picture. What can you learn from the relationship that we're able to develop, even though we came, all of us, from different background with different mindset and how we reason differently, but yet it seems like we have a common goal. But what can you learn from that on this your journey?
First of all, I think the first thing I learned is in life you have to you need to know how to design some things.
Design or design?
Design.
Like DERSIGN.
No, that the one you talked about is you just spelled design.
Now, so then design.
So I'm talking about like having the spirit of discernment.
Okay, discernment.
So, like, if there are times that your destiny helpers might just pass by you, and you, just because you don't have the spirit of discernment, you might just allow the person pass by. What am I saying in essence? There are times that a little contribution that people will just have in your life can turn your destiny around for good. There are some specific people that God has programmed. It might not be monetarily. I'm saying this on live now. Pius, the major thing he did was just to give me the useful information I need. And Suya. So that useful information actually helped me. And I consulted other persons too that helped me to achieve some of my goals in life. Until date, I'm still doing some consultation. So if you don't have the spirit of discernment, you might just be going up and down, just moving like that without knowing what to do, without knowing when to act and when not to act. Secondly, there is time for everything. In the journey of life, there is time, and there is a place for location on your way to destiny. So if God is saying at this particular time you have to be here and you are not there, you might miss it. If probably if I was so stubborn, I tell myself, no, I'll be sent to Delta State, I will not go. I will go next batch. I will go to another place. Probably I would have missed an opportunity that I don't know how to get it again in life. I remember before going for NYSC, there was a particular night that I literally cried. As I'm talking now, I'm seeing the place where I was on my knees, praying and telling God, even though I want to go and serve in these 4 places, but if that's not your will, change it. I literally did those things, like, because I've heard stories of people go for their NYSC and that's where their life is changed for good. I've heard series of stories like that. So I just told myself, I think NYSC will be a place of definition of my destiny at that point in time. So at that particular time, what people were actually saying did not matter any longer. But what matters to me was, okay, what is God saying about this thing? So along the line, a lot of things played out, which I remember the particular day he called and he was like, we had a rural girl in Sapele, and he was like, where are you? Where are you? I told him, me, I'm coming. So we had issues, serious issues, but understanding is the key. We understood ourselves, and after the whole thing, forgot that we even had issues, and we'll come back together. So you need to know that even differences in religion, differences in tribe, differences in nature, at the point in time will not matter any longer. There are times that we need to come together as a family and understand that there are useful information that can help one attain a particular destiny in life. Never forget the God factor. Never forget the place of prayers. Never forget the place of believing in yourself and believing in God. I don't joke with information. That's why I hardly share wrong information, because there were times I suffered some dangerous delay in my life where what actually helped me, though we prayed, but there were times some persons gave me some useful information and were like, Tim, if you do this, it will work out. This thing is just like, I give you, you give me. Give God this thing, God will give you back. He can never owe you. And I gave it a trial, and it worked, and it's still working for me to date. So one good friend is worth more than a millions of useless friends. You don't need to pack the whole world as your friends for you to be great in life. No. If you have one good head as a friend, it's worth more than having millions of bad heads as friends. There were times I had a particular friend that almost destroyed my how will I put it now, my self-esteem. He keeps coming to me telling me, Tim, are you aware that I'm better than you in this? Are you aware that I'm this? Are you aware that I'm that? So that's, whenever we are together, I always feel as if I am a nobody. When it got to the point I had to tell myself, no, I have to work on this aspect of my life. And for me to do that, I have to chase him. And thank God I did. Today, we are friends, but we are friends from a different level. So you might be here, and the kind of friends you have is not the kind of friends you prayed for. It's not the kind of friends that help you grow. I will advise you to push them aside and focus on your future. This is your future. This is for you. This is you and your future. This is your future looking at you. So if you make any mistake in your future, in attaining that future that God has wanted you to attain, then you have missed it for life. I think I will stop there for now, so that the moderator can take over. Thank you.
Okay, I'm writing something. That is why you see. Okay. It's something very good. And if I can hear from this one, this another quote that I drafted out of it. In the journey of success, covet the spirit of discernment. Everything in life in general, covet the spirit of discernment. And the spirit of discernment will help you to prune branches of your life. What are the branches of your life? People that discourage you, people that distract you, hypocritical individuals, people that want your downfall, that spirit of discernment will help in pruning them. So, viewers at home, how will you get the spirit of discernment? Don't forget, you have to give your life to Christ. When you are born again, like our host today, he's born again, baptized with the Holy Spirit, and working with the Spirit, he have the spirit of discernment. So you need the spirit of discernment in your life. And my prayer is this: these testimonies that has been sharing, because the journey is all about testimony, up and downs, you will take it into good use. And one thing that I learned is that I don't know he's even learning. You understand? I learn from him. Always pray. Always pray. When you see something that you need, see, let me tell you something. It's not jealousy. It's not jealousy. It's not jealousy. You see what you want, this person have it. You can go to your father. God is our father. He has it abundance, beaucoup, in abundance. Why not give me father? You give your son, you gave your daughter. What about me? You understand? So learn to pray. One thing you can see, I've been deduced. These are things that are deduced. So that I try to want you to understand. On this journey so far, the God factor cannot be eradicated from his life. And even me here talking to you, the God factor cannot be eradicated from my life. So all of us, there's a common saying that says, birds of the same feather flock together. What is the God factor? Thank you. Again, it was a wonderful time. Again, I've just used myself as a case study. Young man, in a few minutes time before we round up, what did you learn from the failures you encounter in life?
Okay. Thank you for that question. Failures. I'm not always afraid to fail. In fact, failure is part of me. When I always see, in fact, I rejoice when I fail because I see it as an opportunity to step up. People would have thought that after staying at home for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years during my WAEC, delay getting admission and all that, probably I would have given up. But I remember failing SSC for the very first time. Because at that time, it was still minimal. People did not talk that much because it was just from the excuse of, oh, almost everybody failed in their center. The next year, then almost everybody passed in their center. It was the only person that failed. The upper year, I wish I can lay my hands on the results. That all the results that we had that year, I enrolled 9 courses. I failed 8 and passed just 1, which is Christian religious study.
Pastor.
And my first WAEC I wrote, I was just looking for just 2, mathematics and literature. So the more I was waiting, the more something was going down. Oh, the 4th year, it was like God showing up automatically, and I was able to clear my results. So when I had my WAEC, it was just like a visa to my success story all around. Failure shouldn't be a form of discouragement, but should be an encouragement to forge ahead. Yes, it can be failure academically, it can be failure in business, it can be failure in marriage, it can be failure as a means, but rather see it as a means for you to step up. If there's anything I have learned from failing, is the ability for me to dust myself and rise up and continue running the race. People will say this in a circular word: if you give up, now you fuck up, in quotes. Like, you don't have to give up on your journey to success. Keep pushing, keep trying, keep doing what you want to do. Because on a very good day, I remember that fateful day, because one of my cousins wrote a song. The song is like, he don't pick my call, he don't pick my call. I guess you have heard it 1 or 2 times, me singing that song. Like, at that point in time where I had the long-awaited success, I began to sing the song over and over again. Like, it's been long I've been trying to call God. God, the number has been telling me, try again later. It has been bouncing back, but finally God has had to pick my call. Like, as at that point in time, you might not have anybody standing with you any longer. Yes, parents might go. Siblings might go. Friends that you trusted more can decide to leave you at that point in time. But the ability for you to trust in yourself and your future and tell yourself, no, I can actually do this, keeps you going. I remember one of my pastor of blessed memory told me, they said, the best brain goes to school. The best brain. So automatically, I'm not among the best brain. But today, is heartbroken that is no longer alive to see that I finally joined one of the best brain.
I finally joined one of the best school.
The best school. So, and today is a push for me. That's why this is where I got this passion from. Those that have been watching my channel, my message is simple: never give up. We are still going to have this session again. Probably it will not be in turn. Like, I will not be the one interviewing my host for today, because he has his own story to tell. I think a lot of persons will want to hear his own part of the story too. He has his own failures too. He has his own success too. But today, people they are celebrating him. I checked my comment a few days back. I was like, I saw the way people commented on my post when I graduated and all that. I just shook my head. I said, no, let this thing never, Timothy, don't allow this thing get into your head, because people will tend to always congratulate you when you're making it. But how many people knew the struggle you went through to get to this stage? Nobody. A lot of persons were just there looking, like they didn't know what you were going through.
Yeah.
But today, people want to just want to include themselves into your story automatically.
Yes. Yeah.
It's been a long journey. The journey did not just start yesterday. There have been a lot of sleepless nights, a lot of criticism, a lot of insults, a lot of people forsaking you, a lot of friends castigating you. But the ability, somebody sent a message to Pius today, and Pius was like, me, those are not they affect me again. I have thick skin. And I said, yes, that's the spirit. Because before you just send a message, you'll be like, I said, no, stand up, it's nothing. And today he understood some of those things already. And that's how it's supposed to be. So failure is part of life. Don't be afraid to fail. If you try getting the admission and you did not get, the school rejected you, apply again.
Ask me.
Don't worry, your turn is coming. I will ask you that day. You will tell us how many times you applied and how you got it finally. So that's how it is. Keep trying until you get it. Quitters never win, and winners
never quit.
I think for today, I'll have to rest with that. Thank you.
Oh, thank you very, 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 very much. Quitters never win, and winners never quit. That is a bombshell. What a bombshell. For tonight, I think we're about to draw the curtain. Viewers at home, thank you for your patience and thank you for the
In case
audience.
if they have question, you can just quickly drop your question for the next 10 minutes. We still have about 10 minutes. If we can just quickly address the questions. If you have
Oh,
any question,
yes.
you can just drop it and I'll
Are there
quickly
questions? Definitely.
answer your questions this evening.
It's an interactive, even though I did not make it that too professional. I told you today. I think I'm still the right man for the job. I can't say I'm not the right
No,
man.
you did excellently well. You did
Yeah,
excellently well. So
I'm the right man for
very
the
wonderful kudos for that.
yeah. Yeah, you look at it. We just came up, okay. This has been let me just what you like. When I was still eating, you understand? Eating until when the time comes. You understand? You relax, eat and be married. But I myself learned a lot today.
Mm.
You understand? I learned a lot today. And still I'll always continue to learn. So you see, we learn either by proxy or by association. Definitely. As long as anyhow, anywhere we see we are learning, we learn. That's one thing about me. And today, as I'm interviewing him, I'm learning. And I believe that my guest today is going to publish all the quotes that I got today by inspiration to people. Because I've stated about 5 or 6 different quotes on this program. You also don't forget to follow this social media handle, Tim-Osa Media, both on Instagram and on Facebook. And don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel for more updates and wonderful, qualitative, safe information that will shaping your journey in life. You understand? This is a station that where nothing but the truth is being said. Any other social media station is jamboree. Come and meet this station. Jamboree. Any other one is jamboree. You understand? Yeah. Any other one. So meet this one. And also, maybe you're now joining, you can drop your question. As at a leisure time, the team will try to reply your questions. You understand? We have our team, they will try to reply your questions. So please and please, if you have not subscribed to the channel, to the YouTube channel, Instagram, Facebook, do well and subscribe to Star Tim-Osa Media. And I know that you will be blessed in subsequent time. Oh, mama.
I think
Uh,
let me just probably she was trying to say that is good. Um, Before we go, maybe I will have to use this as a medium to just say a very big thank you to some wonderful persons that actually contributed to this journey. I I am forever indebted to God Almighty for His sufficient grace, one, and to my never tired parents. They have been there from day one. I remember going to them, telling them I have the dream of studying outside the country, and as parents, they have the right to say, okay, they want to discourage me, but my own parents, they did not. They gave me their prayers, they gave me their support, and they gave me their all. So I'm indebted to them. I am forever grateful. And I told them that I'll make them proud. And I think this is just the beginning. I'm still starting, and I will still make them proud by the grace of God. So to my wonderful siblings too that stood by me, you know how much I love you. The journey wasn't funny, but you stood when I needed you most. Thank you for your support. And to my wonderful friends, there are friends that stick closer than brothers. There are friends that stick closer than sisters. Thank you for all you have done. This journey wouldn't have been complete without you. And also to my teachers, my lecturers, those that have imparted in me from day one, thank you. And lastly, to my enemies, I will also say a big thank you for always trying to bring me down, but they kept pushing me up. The more you are trying, the more God is pushing. So continue trying. Hopefully, you will never get it. Thank you very much, and God bless you. And to Ijabla Pavka Pius.
What have I done again? What have I done again?
Continue.
Viewers at home, you understand? No, that's how we are, you understand? Definitely. Even though a time will come. Maybe a time will come. Maybe a time will come. Just me and you will sit side by side. Maybe Shem will be the one interviewing us. You understand?
Definitely.
Say you have challenged this with them because I don't know how I'm going to react to me and you will be behaving on that seat. Understand? Today I'm the one interviewing you. Understand? And that's very, but thank you, that aside, thank you. That's how sometimes that's how some sometimes friends, no matter what, you can't take away the friendship relationship, most especially when the other friend is not a media professional. You understand? So definitely you have to expect that from him. You understand? So at least for my sake, pardon the what will I say? The media. If perhaps you as a media professional, you came in contact with this. So what are these people doing? What are these people doing? Yeah, that is it. Yeah. But this is what makes us who we are. You understand? As Papa would say, Pastor W of Kumi, the unlimited potentials. You understand? We can only be ourselves. You understand?
Definitely.
And nobody is going to replicate us, no matter what. Timothy is Timothy. Papka is Papka. Nobody is going to replicate Papka. Nobody is going to replicate Timothy. And nobody is going to replicate you, viewer at home. Understand? So thank you very much. As we draw the curtain, before we draw the curtain, just give me, what will I say? I'm just trying to search for something. I'm going to read something for us. I didn't intend it, but I want to see if I can get it on time. Oh my God. Okay, this is it. I want to read to us the second stanza of Nigerian national anthem. O God of creation, direct our noble path, our noble course, guide our leaders right, help our youth the truth to know, in love and honesty to grow, and living just and true, great lofty height attempt to build a nation where peace and justice shall reign. Amen. Thank you. Till where we meet. Bye.
Bye. Have a good night rest and have a great week ahead. From all of us, Tim-Osa Media. We love you. Bye.